Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television. I am your host, Khadija Tijan Nabi, and I all welcome. As the flyers say, this week we're supposed to start from yesterday, but before I go into that, make us send out condolences messages on behalf of the entire team to one of we presenter on this platform. We Mama die. We ask that the God Almighty grant him the highest of heaven, and we find them deemed necessary. For now, we take off. Now we go mourn the sudden death of Mama. With that said, welcome. I look forward to a fun time within our all while we critically analyze together. This week, as I say, we supposed to start from yesterday, but I start today and learn to Friday, where it will be more of a monologue, wherein me go from my own point of view as to what the president done do, from where responsibility has been given to him by his predecessor, and then from there on Saturday we go come in and join voice, wherein that could be the dialogue. But so far, like I said, this week, starting from today to Friday, it will be a monologue. And I welcome once again. I will share some fun videos and some musical videos, and then we will come back and we start with the very first one where I get for elaborate on. As in, I know this platform, I can always, anything what they say, it back up by evidence, when you're not going to be just talking, but rather supporting evidence based on what you had to say. Welcome once again. I feel free for share wide and beyond the Sierra Leone community. We'll come right back, and I thank you once again and welcome. I can like for share this one where basically now one of the things that we'll get for talk about today, where of course before we politician then can take office, there's a lot of promises, so on and so forth, and then when they take a different thing. So it means to be a fun video followed by the other two other funny videos them as well, and then we'll learn to the tune them while we share and then come back. And I welcome once again. To Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television. I am your host, Khadija Tijan Nabi, and I all welcome. As the flyers say, this week we're supposed to start from. And I welcome once again. Back in, we start with the very first one where I get for elaborate on. As in, I know this platform. and I all well. Uh-oh. And I saw you. I feel like we don't go commercial. Did it not went through? I'm having some glitch in the system, guys. Have patience with me, please. I need to respond. Okay. Obviously not. Have patience with me, please.
Innocent. I could today.
His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone. As you know, this platform we can like not only for talk, but for also backing up with authentic evidence. As you flag ship campaign, we've been embarked on so many things. One was we've been embarked on so many things. One was statements that we make. It's the reason why I put them pieces there together, and as we go the highlight
Are you there wish for see?
campaign we've been embarked on so many things. One was the change. You make an emphasis on change and looking at together, and as we go the highlight some of the significant points them we've been give and the promises that we've been give to Sardinians, or we still the patient.
Let's see. All right, guys. Welcome back. It seems like we get some glitch today in the system. I get a lot of with we seem like they go on and off. I do not know why. But I did try for me best for see how best I can able resolve and I'll welcome, make acknowledge some of in our miss. Welcome, Mr. James for welcome. He said, Khadija, why you always look sleepy? Whether this now one of the problem I can get now, so me eyes there anyway. If you watch, I can always for look directly to the camera because the more I look at it, the more they look extremely sleepy. So now so me idea, Mr. James, for answer your question, Mr. It's and I always missing a message in a state I call her in a name saying forgive me. So I hope say I don't answer to the question. If you can watch right now as I talk, I shy away from looking at the camera because if I look at it in my eyes, not so it did naturally. So if I sleep it's worse. So forgive me. Again, I can like for talk with authentic evidence. So I try again. It seems like there's a glitch somewhere in the system today. So every time I try for share certain material, because start first with innocent wearing. Now, of course, we own Salon Brother. We said they do very well in the music industry where they portion. So basically, each time they put time, they flip back to me. So I don't know why that is, but in a patient me, again, I still want to share whatever they say, authentic evidence. So if I'm not able to show the evidence today, rest assured that I will continue for try my best during the week for do exactly so. I will try again, and because I chance it for share to other WhatsApp forum before we come and land to today's topic. And I feel free for share wide and beyond. Mr. Dowder, welcome. We come in. Mr. Lawrence, I see you in the house. Welcome, sir. Madam Elizabeth Walker's welcome. And all welcome. Diana, forgive me, like I say, I know say some of you can in the background and they really did say anything, but truly we're appreciating it all equally. So again, let me try and see if I go able to share some of the materials that I put together, what we put together actually with the help of other folks them, and see how best it go work with we. If not, we'll go from there. And I thank you again for your patience. No, try this other one first, but no, see if that nigga work. Okay.
They said the gun guy, me a trouble. I got the tongue on me a trouble. Let the buck go, me a trouble. I got the tongue on me a trouble. You want to me for the fed? Me a trouble. I know the tango, I know the tango. If don't go take you take oh. You want mix me for the cake. I got the tongue on me a trouble. Give me one touch. I know they tongue chef me a trouble. I can bounce inside bones, Alvin. No protect about dollar and the apple says that I get today.
Time when I see me now, please let me know, yeah. I want to make sure saying that they see first the music where I play because that's not supposed for they see at the moment.
Come on and net they use my sugar for broke people hoes. Travel, education, day for the picking. You want to jump out, small picking. Hey, I'm
His Excellency, the President of the we've been embarked on so many things. One was the change. You make an emphasis on change and looking at a new direction. And the second one was
Greetings, ladies.
highlight some of the significant points them where you been give and the promises that we been give to Sardinians, or we still they patiently await for now you deliver.
Housing from only 60,000 in 2007. The people want democratic change to end their suffering. But what type
emphasis on the importance of human capital. You talk about inflation, you talk about cracking down corruption, and many are still.
Anyway, in a welcome back, a time where we get important things for discuss, where they get some type of glitch here. Is it a coincidence? Well, decide on that one. So now, some of the things that were put together, I will just go ahead and play the audio. And then again, like I say, during the week, I will try back again for coming and repeat some of these things. Make us before I begin this today. I unfortunately still not able to forget for share. So now please share. No, I don't get any internet issue. Abdullah Kalon, thank you for the concern. I get the fastest one, but unfortunately, for whatever reason, now the system itself, where they use the software they use for share materials, as well as the commercial, and as well as videos they want to share with now then each time I play, which you're not supposed to accept me supposed for within the word change in between. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Okay, so now try one more time, yeah, and then see how it goes. Then, okay. Okay, so now just go ahead and, like I say, I will just do the backup way.
Connection success.
And I'm sorry, and seeing I know say Rome is not built in one day. It takes time, and I get for patience. So some of the things that I've been put in that audio, in that video, I will play them categorically, and then we go from there. The first one was
the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone. As you know, this will platform looking like not only for talk, but for also backing up with authentic evidence. As you flag campaign, we've been embarked on so many things. One was the change. You're making an emphasis on change and looking at a new direction. And the second one was education, free education. So I want kind of like draw your attention to some of the statements that we make. It's the reason why I put them pieces. And as we go to highlight some of the significant points them where you been give and the promises that we been give to Sardinians, or we still they patiently await to deliver accordingly. So here I present to you some of the promises.
the people want change? The people are of the suffering of paying for a bag of rice at 200,000 from only 60,000 in 2007. The people want democracy to change to end their suffering. But what type of change do we want for this great nation? What type of change do we want for our children's future? What type of change?
all right. Wonderful. So the very first one where we go talk on now the flagship program where the president's been embarked on, or where been make multiple emphasis on, or should I say countless emphasis on, which was one, the word change, and the word new direction. change, new direction, and quality education. So I want to critically look into that. That's one. So I keep time and time again debates. I don't make emphasis on the following. First and foremost, the other thing back again before I even go into the education thing, I want to play another video where interview where the president's been gets now. If I'm not mistaken, it was BBC, wherein they ask him this: you don't get intention for work towards a better education system or quote unquote quality education. So for now you able for accomplish that, waiting at your goal, how you go able for reach. I want to listen to the interview and the response of the president before I come in again and highlight some of the significant points that we'll go back again and reflect on. And then also I want also play the one with him and some of the things that we say it don't they do already, having to do with the this free education, quote unquote. And a patient miss small. They try for these are things that are a bit already put together, unfortunately, but these stuff need they work right now.
Tuition, but also textbooks, uniforms, and providing nutrition so that that can keep. So I truly believe that we can do the quantum leap.
So now played on the back.
We are providing not only tuition but textbooks, uniforms, and providing nutrition so that that can keep them in school. So I truly believe we can do the quantum leap.
So the president say, with this quality education or this free education, it provide nutrition, it provide textbook, uniform, so that nothing will want critically look. Was he saying the truth? And the obvious is there. That's one. The other thing we I also want play, like I said, that interview, make us
for that by first stopping the leakages.
Your first assignment that you've already failed.
But what's your ballpark figure in terms of what you're going to use to pay for this education? I cannot put that now, but I have worked the mechanics.
So that's again where they ask him how we go able to accomplish this goal, able for respond accordingly as by expected for say, all right, if it already put things in plan in effort for now able for accomplish this goal, which is the quote on education.
A mission to listen with empathy to the creators of ideas, the hopes and aspirations who are just looking for a chance to be better and to make our country better. It is about letting them know that their dreams matter. It is about standing with them and asking why not when they ask seemingly impossible questions. It is about exploring, making a shared vision. The most audacious and nation-changing events or policies or even personal choices happen when we act, then make bold choices and ensure those bold choices happen. I wake up every day believing that our country is defined by the stigma of the past. The future offers hope and opportunity for all. It matters to me that young men and women across the country can imagine for themselves that they too can be and are part of this story of our nation. I want to challenge them to build a nation where 3-year-olds like my daughter, Ye-Ami, can grow up in good governance, quality education, healthcare, and good infrastructure. Children to become young men and women who can continue nourishing the trees that will grow from the seeds that we are planting today. Someone tell me why we should not dare imagine that future in Sierra Leone, Thank you.
Time and time over again, I can always say the words are so sweet. I forget which musician we've been they say sweet or lies. So time and time over again, I can are very good with the words. But when we match the words to reality, maybe it's a different way lens we go look at things. So now we go to some of the significant things them where it mentioned free education, quality education, taking the other thing where I want to draw in attention back, as in I can recall, men and women them in uniform during an examination time with them young folks and they sit the exam and take gun bring them na the exam or unfortunately such a loan don't already intimidate people them. For many, I'm one of them where it comes to how smart you are or when it how knowledgeable you are when it comes to exam. Sometimes some of we can get that in exam anxiety where you're so overwhelmed, you're worried, you pass the exam, so on and so forth, blase blase. And then that is now one thing we get for deal with. Then now you get gone over your head. It's another drama. So I want to critically analyze that, and I want to say to President Bio that in a rather unfortunate steps were taken by this administration. They could say there's no perfect student, yeah, and if even you did try for crackdown on cheating or them being honest, a better way. You can still get people in there where they monitor the exam without they not feel intimidated with gun right over their head. So like I say, you want then first then go get immediate panic, intimidating atmosphere, of course, we go lost concentration for we within a some of you know familiar, I'm sure say not familiar with the word adrenaline, where basically in a form of hormone where it produces body they under tension or stress out, obviously in that kind of situation, and they one you worry about passing your exam, and now you also worry about a gun that you hate. So of course now like a doctor, of course it can also give people them elevated blood pressure because again they're intimidated by weapon around them. And also so basically I believe say now we for don't make sure say we make an atmosphere where it be say go be comfortable for the students. We go also in the end make them able for get up where go be waiting safe for them and the country as a whole. As we can also recall, for the first time in the history, we get the worst result, wherein Sierra Leone was anthem of West Africa. Unfortunately, all that we get for put into consideration. Say obviously that decision of bringing weapon to that you know help. It just do more harm than good. So many then they say, well, something at the past administration and picking any them done they cheat, so on and so forth. It's the reason why they're not able to live up to expectations. I will look and say na excuse whether they were cheating or not, and now you want them to do better. There's still a better way of doing things without, again, we not bring weapon. If we can recall during administration when we just come in, Honorable KKY make the comment say we are not on a how you call jungle, or if not the appropriate word we've been using, jungle how you call democracy, but rather it for be the opposite. So all that day we still think say why people then for be intimidated if it's not even their political party, but if then they're in an exam room or if they are not in line with the current administration, if they dare to exercise the right to freedom of speech, and the list goes on. There's a lot of intimidation. If you dare to be a journalist, way stand for the truth, so on and so forth. So that's another thing where I would say that was of course a sad thing now in history, and hope that it will never repeat. The other thing is that part of having a quality education is also not having a overpopulated classroom, because the more the classroom is populated, of course, unfortunately, also boil down to less concentration. It also boil down to a lot of distraction, and at the end of the day, it do more harm to the. So some students way maybe sometimes for being able for within hard work where they go able for listen, there's no distraction, wait for being earn maybe an 80, maybe going up 60 or 100, and you end up earning an 80 because of the atmosphere again overpopulated. The other thing again why we don't suggest in the past, quality education also come with school bus for the students, because I've been give that scenario time and time again. If the students they don't get for left home to begin with, then they get for waka 2, 5, 10 miles, even 2 mile or even 1 mile. By the time they don't reach home, they reach the school, they're extremely exhausted. They don't sweat, they don't tire, because it's not gonna be as good as it would have been if they get a public transportation where they pick them at a designated site. Say if all man then get the site where the bus they come, they picking them in our Talon Street, whether in a Kisi Road, then get a designated site where them picking and they go Tina, then pick them up, then drop them off. So that in a thing where if we say all that are part of having a quality education. The other thing what I've been suggesting in the past, you talk about you get a nutrition, you want get in, you claimed at that time, unfortunately with that meeting where I mean they say again, my suggestion was that body like that we're ready for help for country, you could say my goal here is X, Y, and Z, but we're not get the correct or the accurate or the fund for no able accomplish these things, and one of which now for not get nutrition, now for now go able for down the line provide uniform, now for now go down the line and see. So right there you're sincere, you're honest with your goal, and at that point as a millionaire or a billionaire with Bill Gates, and go able to say, okay, well I see that your intention. So me go able to help you with X, Y, and Z while you they focus on this area. So unfortunately, that's not what happened. Instead, you gave a picture that you were already doing all this stuff, which of course again, now a backlash for we, because maybe there would have been a possibility of having that fund given to us, but because of the impression given to the man, then what is there for him to help with much? So now, in the past, what I've been talking about nutrition, equally is a must. Is equally important for the students. Them like we then go in if if they not even get 3 meal before they left, which is breakfast, lunch, and snack. Breakfast, because they can always save researchers. They can say once them go in, then get good diet, especially breakfast, which is one of the most important diet of the day. Them concentration level, because with an empty stomach there's no way you go expect the student for be productive. They'll be tired, waka like I say several miles, now they don't come, now they're sweating, they might be not smelling so good, then uniform was soiled from walking so long because of the home way they come out. Maybe most of them they're vulnerable, end up in that poverty level or poverty category. Then of course maybe sometimes breakfast go easy for the parents them provide them for them. So now all this could have been in the initial planning process of you manifesting to leave a legacy of a quality education. So one of which you should have put in high consideration and make a priority for say, okay, in a long-term goal for get a quality education, but now this part first I go begin par, and obviously I'm not able for done this 110. But unfortunately, when you get some die-hearted supporters them, or what I will call quote unquote the party picking them, where then they just then just they go and concur and buttress and the accolade, just giving you the saying that you're doing well. Oh yes, they are not helping, but rather bringing you backwards because you are not able in the good legacy where you suppose or you should live under this quote unquote free education. So those people, like I can always say, people we look at things critically outside of the box. We are not here to play that partisan or that I concur, I support, but rather for the reality, but especially, of course, for the masses and the vulnerable. You know, we see we fellow Sierra Leoneans and they suffer, and then they say, oh yes, it's doing good. That is something we definitely for put into consideration. It's still not late yet, but if there's any funding coming, I think these are significant things. And when would they make this? Because Sierra Leone, it's not for only specific area. When you they say free education and all this way, I'd also don't specify if you're not able for one for John Lane, meaning it will be across board. It's a national holistic approach. It should not be done only on one side not for benefits and then the other one is suffer. Because again, when you say you want to do something, you make sure say you're prepared mentally, physically, financially for no say that every Sierra Leonean should benefit from it. Not only if it's only selected for the few, then like I can use the word, you're dead on arrival, meaning that you don't fail before even started, because it's not about one person but rather like the name here implies, Salon for all, voice for all, meaning Salon not for we all, and every voice matter. So again, every benefit where they come na Salon, every politician where they make plan, if we make plan for all, and if we look things on a holistic approach rather than on a regional approach or tribal approach or no, should be on a national approach. Another thing why we'll get to in a little bit, so then they are still there by the how you call this thing, the quality education. There's no quality education also without not having a public library. Like I can always say, we should not limit our students to just, okay, come on at school, then you go home now, you get for go help for cook, you get for go help for this, you get for go sell. And another thing what they save, then catch parents there where they sell, make them picking they sell and go. From what they understand is that there's still some picking and still where they in that category where then still they then in streets and they sell or make trade or whatever the case. So library is critical, very important, of course, whether it's high school students or even junior high. Obviously, if they come out school, it will be a place where they for continuous for basically do their assignment. And also another thing, tutoring. You forget a center or an after school program where not all picking then go able for say 10,000 go in a one classroom, 10,000 people go be given the same as in the same lecture will be given to 10,000 students, but unfortunately, maybe out of that 10,000, maybe 5,000 will comprehend. So out of 5,000, maybe they need extra time for sit-down, for let them re-echo, because you get different way of learning, tactical, audio learning, you name it. So your help. So maybe that tutoring after school where they can get extra teachers them with a design just for helping students, then they foresee that then self-achieve of that of every other one way. Some can comprehend or receive the material only on one lecture, while others might need multiple extra before they grasp the material within they present to them. It not means that they are dumb, but it means that we all they comprehend or we all differently. But like in the place here, like United States, or I'm sure say like Europe as well, then they make them available to students for them and then succeed. Like what they would say, no child left behind. The other thing is that with all this, I can always say there are two important people in this world after God, after of course, the teachers and the doctor. The reason why I say that the teachers are the one designed or they put in a situation where they can never get. Now then they make the doctor, the lawyer, the president, and the list goes on. While the doctors are the ones where they always they jeopardize themselves or the medical field and field, you're there to help for make sure say you save lives. So these are two people who in your administration where you know forever play with. So before I go to the doctor part now, with education also include teacher. Also include that you prioritize the teachers. These are teachers where they go into the classroom, get for deal with all when it comes to picking their way. Then you say tranga is picking their way they grasp the material faster, picking their way they get for spend more time, and the list goes on. So if they're not being taken care of, meaning their salary is not being given to them on time, how you call them, there's X amount of excuse or blah blah blah, so on and so forth. Read the manifesto, like I be always to say back in again, the then president, I believe say if it be a blessing to you, if only you go to audience. Because when I read it in manifesto, there's another brilliant thing what it do was, even when in the case of the Ebola epidemic, it makes sure say these people then where they in salary, the teachers them, they were not responsible for now we get a pandemic. Not only God said that's going to happen, sorry, epidemic at that time with the Ebola, yet still prioritize when it comes to making sure that the monthly salary then get them. So mind you, they were not actively working, but at the same time, not to then say they know I work. The epidemic, they were forced to stay home. At the same time, the then president realized, say, despite that, they still get bills, still get family for take care of. So you cannot deprive them from getting their monthly salary. So it's vital that make that a priority in efforts for now you get a successful quote unquote quality education. The other thing where this administration failed, and many again, like I say, as I highlight the significant things them in effort for help with country and help your administration, you will get again this sycophant, unfortunately, the diehard way it be say, they will say, but left Khadija, na just talk, oh, na NGC, na APC, na C4C, you know, oh, that's not the case. Like I can always say, take the sense, benefit from it, then you will get a successful time in office. Be here and other Sierra Leoneans will speak on your behalf, say yes, you don't do them. But we cannot sit here and say, oh, give praise and singing praise, yeah, wherein the obvious is there, when the obvious is there. So one thing where this administration failed, unfortunately failed so bad, that with Lincoln or Wincom, I can always mispronounce it, issue where the then administration they don't set specific funding where then when they allocate to that university for the low income students them for that they're able for accomplish their goal, which is education. I can always say the best gift any nation they give a how you call them a citizen na education, because with education is the limit, and these individuals are our future doctor, future nurses, and you name it. So now if they don't do that, where it be said and not say this na money where they put no more, but rather for them better themselves, let them help we country as a whole, then unfortunately in a come in a try for withdraw that, the students then go and try for get a peaceful in a here we cry, and prior to that and try for get with the civil society activists. In the example of Mr. Thomas More Conte, then call him, you need to come on board for help we foresee that, then pay with tuition for now we go school. Now these students are not saying that we need money, God forbid, for good use to the clubbing, for good party, but rather they want better themselves, they want try for alleviate poverty through their own eyes. By accomplishing that goal, we will land them to today as an example. So if that's the case, they don't meet a civil society activist like that of Mr. Thomas More Conte, where instead them it try for make sure say it follow all due process, it try for be a law-abiding citizen, for be an example of then students today by making sure it gets a permit, everything where it's supposed to get done prior to them setting a specific date where they for come out for near in a hear the cry, then as a nation for say we are only asking for this and not anything else. They not say and I go give we job na office, so for now they go pick dirty or for now they go type, but rather just make. Unfortunately, like I say, one of the things where they fail so much, if you they say quality education, quality free quality, you this administration for be the first one who for say, oh yes, then the first thing we will go sign for make sure students here and continue because I want to leave such a legacy. So those students were manhandled. One way even a few or so, but I can recall one young girl we pass out. Mr. Thomas More Conte be manhandled, shove him behind a vehicle, take him to correctional center where he go spend 1 or 2 days there before I release him. I think so that was a big fail, F for this administration. So far, I know say I will forget all the things same way I want to bring in terms of this education, but like I say, so far, the other thing I want to talk about, we get a free education without, get apart from the lunch what they talk about, they under the weather. I'm sorry. Excuse me. What they we talk about free education, then you also know make sure say they get good chair and table. Give Mr. Bill Gates say you provide nutrition, you provide uniform, you provide book, then obviously all that come for make sure say they're not gonna come again and go play matter na gone, but then forget good chair and table where them for sit down. Then also like I've been give other suggestion to, and for they now like how when they say we education minister, we they try for bring the students them to the 21st century. So the first way you want to make sure that the teacher them in terms of free computer for them, in terms of they make sure that they get enough chalk, everything what they need for them be how you call them productive, let them go able for execute then assigned duty to the very best of their ability. If they are deprived of the basic, how they go able for give them best. Another thing where they failed woefully was the degrading we teachers them, like I say, the two important people in this world, one of which is that president, that doctor, that lawyer. For them go there and cuff them, then puts them for display na cotton tree, then in a big F, another F for this admin when you talk about quality education. So these are all my own observation for the quote unquote quality education, where you say the promises versus the reality. And again, many way go there now you camp where they go want make you feel good, then go argue otherwise. And that I try for see again if the technical partner will fail me again. If so, I will try for making I watch 1 or 2 things and then go share again some of the things because I have not had chance to share anything on the WhatsApp form. So and feel free for share. And again, if I get to add anything with the education, but again, from your observation so far, you have failed us as a nation when it comes to this free quality education. Free meaning what I want to add. Some they still argue say this is not free education, but many parents and still they grumble say they get for pay. You understand? So that's again left for the public and for decide. Then quality, you cannot say quality without putting all what I don't bring to the table. So in part of the equation. For now you get quality education and leave a legacy where people then go agree say it was free, it was quality, and blah blah blah. Then all this must be part of the. With that said, make a try again. Hopefully we'll not get a glitch. If we do, then I will still allow it. I will making it in a. I will play the music while in a patient me share and tackle some other significant points them, areas them of this administration or the president since it take responsibility.
Tayang gabi.
Why you dey wish for see me downfall? Why you dey wish for see me downfall? Some of them are white teeth placards, charlottes, look then they can clats. They don't come with them by that. Some of them are white teeth placards. Then they can clats. They don't come with them by that. Some of them are white teeth placards. Diamond Line Entertainment. Treasure, but tell the music. They said the gun guy, yeah, trouble. Treasure, but tell the music. They said the gun guy, yeah, trouble. I know the tango. If you don't cap up that oh, you want to me for the fat, oh. Me a travel. I know the tango. You want to me for the fat, oh. Me a travel. I know the tango. You know they are broke the law. Why you are broke the law? I didn't see one body. Now give me one body. I know they don't serve me. I know they don't serve me. They use politics for the humiliating country. We all know one fumble. We grown like Ben and travel. No they come on and net. They use bazooka for broke people. Oh, and travel. Education. They Ben and travel. No they come on and net. They use bazooka for broke people. Oh, and travel. Education. They I know they tongue on me a travel. So dog for me a travel. I know they tongue on me a travel. But that's for who me a travel. I know they tongue on me a travel. Take one. Me a travel. I know they tongue on me a travel. Take one. Salon sweet on the beat. I know they tongue on me a travel. I know they can't do in person. And yes, but tell me, they say the one guy, he has trouble. Trouble, let them go. He has trouble. I know they don't know me have trouble. So double for me have trouble. I know they don't know me have trouble. But that's for who me have trouble. I know they don't know. If you don't come up with face, oh, you want to be for the face, oh, me have trouble. I know they don't know. If you don't take you take, oh, you want to mix me for the cake. I know they don't know. Me have trouble. Why you are broke the law? I didn't see somebody. Not give me. You know they are broke the law. Why you are broke the law? I didn't see somebody. Not give me. I know they don't serve me. I'm trouble. That boy can't be. You don't take them a dollar. You have no business and then you get sick. I'm traveling. You go respect me, Lord. I'm traveling. You go to get beginning. Slap and papa. You really say, I'm traveling. No, they use politics for them to make it from you. We all know one fumble. We don't like them like travel. No, they come on and then they use bazooka when they broke people. Oh, travel. Education, there for them to keep on the side. You want to jump out, small begin. Hey, I'm trouble, I got that tongue on me, I'm trouble. Let them go, me, I'm trouble. I got that tongue on me, I'm trouble. So double for me, I'm trouble. I got that tongue on me, I'm trouble. Me a trouble, I got the tongue on me a trouble. Take one, two, me a trouble. Command the doubts, I want trouble. Okuma kule day, I know the hard day, I know the cool day. Me a trouble.
They said enough to buy a book.
I know the trouble, me a trouble. I got the tongue on me a trouble. I know they can't join passing, I know they can't join passing. Bambado, me a trouble. You ain't the king of me price. Now the same one they make me get trouble. You too bad. I want the trouble, me a trouble. Why you are broke the law? I didn't sell a money. You not give me one money. You know they are broke the law. Why you are broke the law? You not give me one money. They said the one guy, me a trouble. I got the tongue on me a trouble. Left up a fool, me a trouble. I got the tongue on me a trouble. Me a trouble. I got the tongue on me a trouble. But that's a fool, me a trouble. I got the tongue on me a trouble. Man, I get you see, mama. Never lie. I trouble, and then it's trouble back. And I know like trouble back. I get what I trouble.
All right, I would think you say play make Khadija a dull girl. So at least while we discuss issue of relevance, now we still get some good time in between. Now we don't talk about some of the issues of this quote unquote free quality education. And when we go to some other salient let's say important things then God can give a second chance around for now we do right. And some of these concerns are not coming from causing way you go say, oh, she doesn't belong to the Syrian People's Party, she's not a politician or whatever the case may be. But this one where they can share with you now, obviously it comes from I call them within unity prior to when you take up the responsibility, or prior to even when you take the bold steps, say, okay, I come back again and try for be president second time around. So now make a play one of these video where they talk about where I've been want to actually know we watch, but I want to listen to the last points and in ourselves taking a note, then some of the points that when we self go bring come up for now we discuss.
Ado Alpha Saidu Bangua of Kapu Sense no Kapu Ward, they continue for respond to the misguided and very indisciplined land where Julius Madabio can impose as National Publicity Secretary na the SNPP by unlawful means. Land, you dey mistake me for Julius Madabio. Now that make you say me Alpha Saidu Bangwa don't take money to post him for can you a records. Lie Lawrence Liman, me I no get bra, I no get boss. Nobody know in the world will own me. Therefore nobody at the work for. Julius Madabio na ingo mortgage himself to President Anesco because he no one for work and he add up. During the Ebola time, when people like John Benjamin take the sweat of EO face, they go Kenema and Kaila, people where the Ebola be attacked. Julius Madabio in the day England, he will live off the goodwill of friends. When the Ebola don't attended Julius Madabio can salon, go to President Anescoma, go take money, say in the can sensitize people them about the Ebola. Take today in no account. Go ask Julius Madabio, like tell you who that they pay for the also a day. If he tell you the truth, then you go no say na him go take money to for can destroy the SLPP. Me no go ever behave so because me get shame and respect for myself. So they are not ever mistake me for Julius Madabio. Lie Lawrence Liman. Prince Adin go lie to you say now because Intel Pakaba say Pakaba they spoil the SLPP Sakam. Well, let me tell you what to make Pakaba Sakam. When Prince Adin was minister responsible for transport, been go bring some foreigner them will be out of business. Them people and they, even though boku them experts, they don't tell, they say the helicopter they hold them be they run get mechanical issue. I didn't tell them, say may they ignore the precaution they may they continue for run the helicopter. They tell the helicopter then they can kill a huge number to release them because the people that don't bribe Prince Adi $60,000 the day where that helicopter they for them where it killed boku to same day President Alhaji Ahmad Tijan Kaba sack Prince Adi. And everybody know that. So if you they go listen to Prince Adi, now because we are all useless and we are not go able for can lie to me because we know the truth. Lie Lawrence Liman, Prince Adi from where Pakaba Pulam, you know, come where Pakaba don't die, and she say Julius Madabio equally corrupt like himself, na inobo go tolerate and another they come back. And I also when Prince Adin orchestrate from make the unlawfully expel Chief Shumano Kapel, we will let the party stand up against them and make sure say we reinstate Chief Shumano Kapel back. If Prince Adin not be get says that day if we don't come out now this party in national executive. And it want to them all them to them then they we sure say not to get the party, we sure say people in the party no respect them. You lie Lawrence Liman can you remember more than 2-3 weeks where Dr. Mane come, where people let see say he gets a clean record, where people let see say people will be ready for vote for him, even though most of them delegates them will put so are not paid up member, but even the unpaid up members they be ready for pull. For that make Prince Adin acting on the instruction of Julius Madabio who believe in violence and thuggery, make them go beat Dr. Mane in supporter there, who broke some money and bust some people they ate. That Madabio they can't tell we get sense that we say he no believe in violence. So they think say I intern so we can. Sliman, now you then dreb na law school because of indiscipline. Before you conscious say you brought up, you know get training. For that you go all over now because you na mende na make them dreb you. The same thing happen where they sack you come out na the Salon Army again for act of indiscipline. Instead of you conscious say something is wrong with you, you not able for act right. For that you go all over the place say now when you not maintain I make them pull you come on at the army. You know how many then at the army? You know how many maintain them then at the University of Silo? But I tell God thank you, people and they know they listen to you. And because you in discipline, because now for that make Julius Madabio can install you as national publicity secretary by unlawful means. Well, we know they tolerate that. SLPP, now the party of Samiti Magai. We SLPP, now the party of Sir Albert Magai. We SLPP, now the party of Sapriman Gobe. We SLPP, now the party of Chief Julius Gulama. These are all disciplined people from the southeast. Therefore, Sliman, Prince Adi, where they sack for thief, Julius Madabio, where thief we country in money, he can buy also cost over $600,000 another place, now the SLPP. We get a zero tolerance for corrupt and indisciplined people. Now for that make we not go ever tolerate to now. Julius Madabio say he not go able for win clean elections. Now for that make all them if they bring show trick, if they bring unconstitutional issues them impose himself for make he can continue for destroy the SLPP because now that's the APC don't pay for. Well me I not so. Me nobody know by me. I am my own man. I live by the sweat of me own face. That make every day I wake in the morning, I go walk. I get the joy of bringing food na me own table. I get the joy of putting roof over me own head. I don't depend on nobody. So don't mistake me for Julius Madabio. Wake up. Julius Madabio, the day where he unlawfully overthrow Strasser, where he impose himself. The next day, now in brother studio, Boku government contract and doing MPR system, go pull Boku, boss them. Them transport the Taki without pay penny as a custom tax. Julius Madabio and waiver, even though in brother not to be government official, not entitled. Again, tax exemption not be entitled to, and that act of Julius Madabio bring a big financial loss to Sierra Leone and its people. Now that record day, Lawrence Liman and Prince Adi no believe in corruption. One for can market Julius Madabio with, well, in other place, now the SLPP. The SLPP party, therefore, today, Sunday, September 24, 2017, me and Pastor Ibubangoa, they donate Julius Madabio, adding and Lawrence Liman to the APC, who say una rightfully belong. Una not get no business, no place. Now we SLPP, una get restructure and rebuild the party. You dey talk about regional balance. I want let you go look this owner executive wey una bring come by unlawful means, because now we're not members of the party, now they go elect una. Let you see say now 31 people let una pick dey. Go see how many come on at the south. Go see how east. Go see how many come on at the north. Go see how many come out na the western area. And can't tell we will get sense now. We not tell you if that executive day, you don't know what's in a regional balance. So just keep quiet. Again, I they say, as from today, I they donate Julius Madabio in corrupt supporter them to the APC. Now they una belong, una not get place. Now we own SLPP. The APC, now the party ugly. The APC, now the party where all man know for corrupt people left. The APC, now the party of Abu Yebo. The APC, now the party of the APC, now the party of Bont.
All right. I sure saying I don't listen to that thing there, but before I come in and can't point them where you make I acknowledge some of it again, and I thank you and I welcome. My patience me small. Okay. Sorry. All right. So, Mr. Arun Rashid, welcome. Mr. Samura, welcome. Mr. James Fofana, welcome. Mr. Daniel, welcome. Mr. Abubakar Sise, welcome. Mr. Momo Kago, welcome. Madam Teresa, welcome. Madam Juliet, my lady, the loyalist, welcome, Madam. And I will thank you. Now, we just don't listen to, like I say, sometimes they say certain things, and we say, well, sit down, they're not a politician, or because she's not part of the Sierra Leone People's Party, political party, or whatever the case may be. But this, a person with a part of the party, and make I re-echo some of the significant points them and sensitive points that we make, where I go also before one, it talk about it make emphasis on I go say some funding where the then president gave president during the Ebola epidemic for go sensitize people them we specifically live in the south. It also make emphasis on account, come back and give accounts to it, and it also talk about the misguided plan of we now internal deputy internal minister. A make reference to the example of him being school and also being discharged from the army. It also talk about sincerity and lying. It talk about thuggery and violence. About and all this, it make reference of him and the I call him the internal deputy internal minister. It talk about attacking the Sierra Leone People's Party. It also talk about how then they try for the now deputy minister, internal minister, try for in behavior we make them force the law school and the army for kicking out. This is try for push and say now because of him being in tribe, now make them push her out. And I first to say that is not the case, but rather him needing to own we make them from force them for them pull her out of the two places there. So where I mentioned he also talk about regional balance. Say we now president, I guess, in within your political party. Alpha Saido in observation was that it makes sure say it take more people than from that, give balance to the party. So that was another important, significant things that we see during that time before even making to presidency. I call him. It also talk about like I would say a better for lack of better term. I will paraphrase him. It give the example of the SLPP then and look at like how within the own political party then we'll say SLPP versus Paupa wherein it make the I call him the example of the violence and that type of thing. Multiple times he questioned the credibility of again like I say from the Ebola funding, and then he also the Ebola funding, and he also make an emphasis say the house where the sitting president sit on now the them also being responsible for that in terms of like in I call them the oath and all that. Now other things, let me see. Okay, so let me kind of like expand on some of these things. So now we're talking about one of the things then where we sit in president make an emphasis on cracking down on loopholes, cracking down on corruption, the all that, and time over again, I always don't make an also say we constitutional call for say the president for I call declaring assets, but when you example that is one thing where you for make open because you want set a lifetime legacy where you could say okay I said it, I did it, and it's now to pass, and now I don't leave that legacy. When I mean they go through the music them of the lyrics of Emerson, one of the things where he talk about the then president is he also that when Amy one come in, it declare and assets them. So now, if we just say we are the new direction, we are going to be different. That is one thing. We first, I can always go back to say, even though the constitution not call for it, but if you want, if you want to leave that example and say there's nothing to hide, then that's something you for don't. Then secondly, if Mr. Alpha Saido had so many concerns about, like an alleged, that's one thing too, if we don't put to rest the minds of Sierra Leoneans. This question about this money we been taken during the time where you administration of the sitting president when President Valentine Strasser, we've been overthrown many. We understand say it was over 600,000. Correct me in terms of the figure where you've been taken now with coffer, and unfortunately come to the United States where it been used for buy house. So now if you want to make sure say you put on to rest in the eyes of Sierra Leoneans or in the minds of Sierra Leoneans. That was one of the things we for me also say I did volunteer myself for further investigation now that I am a president for now investigate this thing in an open way where not even your own political party or not the ACC boss where you have the outside person for letting come and do the investigation. This not just me on me on take on it. Then the other thing back again, like accountability or the accused or the concern way Alpha Side been get in the example of the we chief minister when that thing come again. Other people are being taken off there in the example of Mr. Timbo, then pull an in position for say they under investigation, blah blah blah. But why was it not done when it minister? So all done again, but again, selective justice. Now, one of the things them we'll get for in expand on in the upcoming days. In terms of the Ebola thing, again, I don't talk about accountability. This is not the first time we hear it. The other thing where I believe say Alpha Side to talk when he make a living condition and how I look down on nobody, and I believe say if God be don't send up the then presidents go come and rescue, the only thing first I to emphasize on and we myself want expand on now. The emphasis like more of an ungrateful type of attitude towards the then president, that if somebody come and say, well, let bygone be bygone, we're going to work. I'm going to use the bipartisan approach wherein they make sure, say, like I say, the then president, if even you come, you volunteer. And one thing we have decided to say now this audio is sit down in England, you know, come say where the Ebola don't done, it come. So okay, you come, the then president can get the choice. They need you because the major parts we don't pass them, or whatever the case may be, I just don't need you. But yet still, he used the bipartisan approach. He say, one, I will make sure say this man is respected. I provide them home for stay, and some they say even transportation, and then I will also trust them with funding where it will go to the south, given the obvious that it would in terms of the language, it go able for relate to the people them, and it will also able for help fight or combat this deadly epidemic at that time. So if somebody don't put one, it don't give you that respect, regardless of the past, regardless of you being the main opposition, the Sierra Leone People's Party, and regardless of look down on you, I believe say that is one thing where you for always hold to and respect with then president for. So for now, Alpha Side to make emphasis on that. Again, like as the days they go on, and also next week, God willing, I also get for critically analyze with then president. So one of the things I will say I commend them, and then compare it and connect that with you is the fact that it do right by Sierra Leone and Sierra Leonean, and which meaning he embraced the bipartisan. Then secondly, he also respect you and take you say this na me own small brother regardless. So that alone is an example for saying you lead not by words but rather by action. And the way you lead, the first thing is to make sure say you unified we as Sierra Leonean. Time and time again, I will continue for repeat that. If like it become redundant, I will continue to do so. And Alpha Saido make an emphasis on the regional regional pick, like in other words, all these people them, yeah, so you go pick them because they are from the south. You understand? The other thing again, and I don't want to take from waiting I get for say with the then president when bipartisan approach, when it try come to exclude being unifying we as a nation without picking say, oh no more na this na full no more for Rodia, no active effort. Now let's go to the other significant things where they say the past next few days again I will continue for expand on them. At first I will talk about thuggery, violence, so much, it makes so much emphasis on that. And unfortunately, if somebody don't make a mistake, God don't give you a second chance to do right by Sierra Leoneans, a second chance for say, I was young, I was naive, I did not know, I don't get the opportunity for do right by Sierra Leoneans and for leave a legacy, a mistake I don't make, I don't get the chance now for can make negative into positive. I believe say anybody can change provided that you're willing to change and you pray for that you change for the best. So talking about the violence. A video of you when two videos where one of which we say I've been there in the military, but the green what they wear, what I've been wearing was different. And then secondly, you say me not the leader, I keep violence, or me not go able for come out open, but in another supporter, in no need for be quiet. So all that now where we talk about instigate or you try forgive and be okay to be violent, and I can back that up with the authentic evidence, as in the example of Arata. We don't see multiple incidents that we don't happen with Arata. We don't see in the see 110, that is one, and multiple. We don't see about a couple months back again where you all Kotlas is say I call them it is threatening and it is talking a very aggressive. See any further investigation, we don't see say detained or whatever the case may be, and we don't see so many cases then we I know even one board people them then that. So when you say those things as a leader and it don't come on it don't come in a recording, it don't get display or disseminate Iranians for see the authentic fact, and now we see now the supporters of your own administration or what's the party picking them, then they bring that into past based on their action, their behavior. Like I say again, one quick example in the example, I call them the Arata and the post-violence election, the post-election violence on, was it Bo Kenema? We see the reaction, you understand? So that in a one, then now the continued violence in the example of somebody blacker way, he mentally get challenges them mentally, because I'm not can like for use certain word with and can refer to them. It gets challenged, you know. For somebody like that, where it be said today, it will go, he express himself freely about the main opposition. Tomorrow, it will go, he express himself about the other one. When an NGC today talk about SLPP, then go, they're not afraid God. They're not afraid God, and beat that man, chap him. So all dandy, we don't see those example. We don't see enough of the I call them the unfortunate example of that of you members of your political party. In the example of the man and woman in uniform, let's say the man them in uniform, because if everything that they do, excuse me, and they say in the case of the Tumbo, the case of the I call them McKinney, and the list goes on. So now, like in terms of the Tumbo, all this again, there's a lack of better way of communicating to these individuals where they understand, say they themselves not human being, they are Sierra Leoneans, then they are important. The first thing I play where you been talk, like I can say for politicians, then talk and then connect the talk with the realities, two different things. It's very sad that many, when in the time of campaign we will say X, Y, and Z, then when it comes to reality, it's a different thing. So now in the example of Tumbo, okay, in a state, then people there, so they may not already deprived, they'll not be able to get their daily bread, which is the fishing, then they go fish, then that way then they survive. So now in a one change because of there's a better way to communicate that to these people. Okay, if I don't fail, they don't go on the rampage, they were upset, they were angry, but they not kill anybody. They not kill anybody. That is the underlying. They did not kill anybody. I can always say property can be replaced, but somebody in life, you can never replace it. When you don't know how to make life, you know, for even attempt or even think anybody, because that is with you and God to begin with. So now, if they don't go, maybe any form of violence I do not agree with, but again, now we look reaction or equal reaction or opposite reaction, whatever way you want to put them, right? So let's say they don't react, they don't try for express how then they feel like, for say they feel depressed, they feel intimidated. But now when you say you are living the life of, as an example, the I call them the new change, a legacy where I want to leave when I'm healthy, not only for Sierra Leonean, but even we don't picking the way we they born. There's a better way for react, but be and do so then say, oh, when now we send police, then they now go kill whatever get for kill. Now we just misbehave. Unfortunately, because of that bad decision, not only people in the but in the process we see the other video then we many poor man them in uniform, of course themself gets caught up in the unfortunate that guy die now or who that be hurt badly, people they holler for the woman or then they can't help them. It's just rather unfortunate, so it's so much chaotic type things them where they go on. That is in the case again, back again with the McKinney. Before I even go to the McKinney incident, then we go back again to May 31st of 20, where we use back again, we abuse, we weapons them against the main opposition, while then they are their own political. Say somebody claims, say, oh, then to waste stone. Let's say for argument's sake, that happened to be the case. Now, and I don't take tear gas, or and I don't shoot 1, 2. They don't run go inside in political party. So at that point, you guys are no longer in a situation where you go say you feel threatened. No, but that was not the case. They don't run go inside in political party. Them shoot them, shoot them, shoot them, shoot them. Not only with tear gas, but with so many other things. Them right now. Let's say if somebody there under would be as asthma patient ability say, then can suffocate to death. That's another thing. We see we own mommy, then we own in a take we breast because you disgrace one woman and we all you don't disgrace them and I left them out. Picking them, pa them, mommy them, and the thing will kill me the most. If you have no respect for a human being, but God meaning Ramadan, you're not going to say na Satan because Satan is closed from the what's in the Quran say. You know, respect. We are known as a country of religious tolerance. We do not know Muslims. When Christmas they come, I don't say that on my old platform before. Christmas they come, we say happy Christmas. We know that way they make. I come from a home. Christmas time, my dad they buy gift for we. They celebrate. Again, if I'm not mistaken, God forgive them. You understand? And then when it comes to Ramadan, they share the same with Christian brothers and sisters. They observe that month. They Prede on Monday, we're close to Christian, or we all they go pray together. So during the month of Ramadan, for Ned and say order come from above, go shoot, disrespect them. The one they fast now, where they know they fast so bundle they all puts them picking them now. The violation was one thing. The child abuse was another thing, wherein they just dump everybody, picking self for day, jail, or with dump them like sardine. So when Alpha Side talk about this violence and putting it to reality, some of his concerns them prior to you coming into government. Fortunately, it come back again into reality, saying that then thing they also come, unfortunately, and it continue. It seemed like we get the prison, they call a massacre. Some they say in a riot. You understand? But how is it riot? Where that's questionable. But again, if even let's say they're people out of prison, but they not get any weapon, no weapon at all. There's better way where you could say you take the handcuff, you hold them, or whatever the case may be. But that was not the case. Sierra Leoneans, why is that? Did that ever happen in the Republic of Sierra Leone? That's another question you'll get for asked. So all this I try to connect some of the concerns of Alpha Saido into passing. And again, this area, I will give you one big F, failed. Because one of your responsibility is to see that lives improve and to see that to make Sierra Leonean feel that all of we belong, whether we come up from the Madingo, the Creole descendants, the Timini, or you, whatever you want to call them, but we all feel that we are Sierra Leoneans. We should not feel that, oh, and the word, unfortunately, we can turn me off totally. Now we didn't have power now, and I give it chance. We hear all the confession of the Madame Sawane, where happened to be the women's wing of the Sierra Leone People's Party, in testimony gives so much obvious evidence of waiting people that was saying are premeditated things. You understand? Unfortunately, we do not see anything we would consider a sincere apology or sincere mourning. We will say, okay, these unfortunate things, we see when it comes to the violence in terms of the intimidation of the main opposition, wherein everything they say or they do, go then go get at them, then puts them in a tight corner because they happen not to be part of this administration or this political party, which again failed. Now, now the example of the violence connecting one concern from Alpha Saidu to the reality. Like I say, property and life not a priority, but life surpass anything else. I think there are better ways that you concern. I think there's a better way you can tackle the concern. You talk about the youth, how they fulfill belong, how they for this, how they for that, your intention for the youth, blah. But now if the youth and now they say, pa, we're not happy, we're not this. And again, when I can talk, the focus should not only be those of your political party, because you not come for a section of Sierra Leone or a portion of Sierra Leone or a region of Sierra Leone or tribe of Sierra Leone, but rather Sierra Leonean as a whole. So if set with the C, the Sierra Leone People's Party political office, then they get provision, whether it's bag rice, so on and so forth. And the other folks, the other set of Sierra Leoneans are left left like as if they are not Sierra Leonean, or that they not fail. You cannot say that you have succeed if only 10 Leoneans are saying, pa, you they do good, but no men then they just talk no more. Now we on time this now. The only time where you go say you fully succeed is when you're able to look at things on a bipartisan, wherein you're able to bring everybody on the table wherein is an honest and sincere intention. In the example, like how again with major retired Paulo, it go there because of the love of in country, it go there because they believe in bipartisan approach, it go there because they advise and say go and be part of this because you have done this, and the only way we can tackle this is we handle it on a bipartisan approach or an holistic or whatever the case may be. Unfortunately, meets the Lukayanda. So all that in on nice. We also see in the case of Dr. Sylvia Olanka Blyden, where it gives sincere contribution in areas of expertise as to how it believes say we can go about for tackle this pandemic. Unfortunately, shortly after that, we hear some set of people send an audio say she should be arrested or she's not a doctor, whatever the case may be. Unfortunately, we get a system where it's unfortunately is it deliberate, just listening to these set of people where they instigate and we don't cause a lot of mayhem in our country by identifying only the main opposition, even when members of this sitting administration and they misbehave, it is ignored, they never point them out, but only when other people then raise their voice, and the list goes on. We don't see where the main opposition also gets a successful, a peaceful rally or whatever the case may be, and it was stated that these individuals are only assigned for let them go outside there, they express themselves freely. You understand? The main opposition administration, whether they're members or I will call them party picking, then nothing gets right for go out that day. Unfortunately, another premeditated attack on the main opposition to the point or the example of this young man, Wena Ibrahim Conte. We see that again, like I said, I go just a little more one of these days as I'm still under the weather. So now we see where one of the toughest interview I've ever done on this platform, where I couldn't help myself a human. I cried the entire time. And every time I think about Ibrahim Conte, I cannot help but to shed tear. You see, we need for put Ibrahim Conte as say for minutes say now we on Pekin. Ibrahim Conte na innocent bystander. It left us on a peaceful for a peaceful rally. Then Gian is shot saying that he were joined the crowd. Unfortunately, Olam Gian tied the young man, butcher and do everything. But where God said in life not done it. In life not done it. Testimony. Pantap down the back, then take him, they arrest him, carry him go to jail. How can we say we're the new direction? How can we say that we are succeeding? It's obvious, Mr. President. Again, I do not take pride for saying, oh yes, I can't more bash at you, but I'm calling reality. I'm calling things for the betterment of Salone. You know, so not only Ibrahim Conte, a lot of in the example of Honorable Karamo Kaba, they go back again for go say so with the arrest, not try for go freedom, bap, they only say put her inside it. And a lot of other honorable. Sierra Leone is the only place where it be say with a president, and we feel say we they do whether it's the main opposition, but we they do with self. Because if we continue this route, if you don't come in direction, you live up to that expectation, sir, you go don't set a precedent where in the way you left, then go respect you, then go respect your cabinet members, everybody was serving at your administration. But if we don't see people like Honorable Karamo Kaba, Dr. Sylvia Olainka Blyden, Major and all these other people, then the list goes on and on and on. They're being mistreated in the way how then they treat them. I don't believe say now for the betterment of the other thing back again where I believe say now a fail where an audio been come out where unfortunately it was like an attempt for go do something alleged that they will go do something. So the then president, that was another unfortunate thing. For now we see the citizen, the residents, them then grab in a very panic way for say enough is enough, or we are here to just kind of like hope to see that they not even touch this man. That was another thing. For now they even think that way, it not they help with stability but instability. You know, so there's so much way I can say in terms of this violent, which school it was, where then go back again and go shoot the student them. Not only is it violent, but how can you say quality free education if the students are being targeted? And then when you points, you make these emphasis on these unfortunate things so they continue for happen, you come back and again, like as I would say, the diehard party picking or see of unfortunately, your administration will say, boy, left fire. Now, so APCB don't do 1935. Say, Sam Milton, my guy, come out, way passion momo. So, this one, come on, how long we go day per this is the question. And again, are they hold you accountable, sir, based on new direction? Meaning, I want to do things on a I want to change the dynamic. Whatever I have learned that I do not want to do that. Was it that the maybe during that time picking and protest, something then shoot, unfortunately somebody die in Jala, you can make an example, say it not go happen now my administration. You could have done that. You want go the highway. If you think that was a mistake or that was firm, then of course you want to be that example. We talk about the Mile 91 saga as well. Unfortunately, last year, 2019, young lady, the young man come out, Usain Papa Senam, then go and kill him. And the list goes on and on and on. So how can we say we're new direction? How can we say that we're to do better? So I want to play other things then back again. Another one where you talk about the in terms of the Dora cities. Talk about that a little bit. And today, of course, unfortunately, I'm not going to say with Tina. Like I say, I'm still there under the weather. So I want to just make some points and tomorrow now, again, this anytime we will plan something. I don't know if na the Tolombo or na the Paupa, then they play with me system for now and not give me evidence. Then play with. I will also make sure say I compile them and make sure say I share them out. So it will be on WhatsApp, it will be on Facebook. So if we are not able to share things by Friday, rest assured say it go then our platform and I will also share on our WhatsApp. Yeah. So in a patient's may not play one or two things them. Okay, so we get a call now, answer the call before we and in a feel free for call the numbers them out there. And I feel free for call and I will call if I get question or if I want to add to it. But the debate will be on Saturday, God willing. We all man go join voice. We sign a fee I go wrong. In a set new evidence, we go from there. Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television. Kindly identify yourself and who you call from, sir, ma'am. Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome, sir. Hello.
Salon de London. No, so we salon.
Yeah, no.
Where is sleep? Where is sleep? That man know the sleep. That man know the sleep. And that was a very, very brilliant presentation.
Thank you so much, sir.
Facts are sacred, comments of people. Because some people don't want to talk and they can't begin saying that because that person supports APC. Better it supports PDP. No.
Yeah.
It's the party.
Yeah.
It's a party member.
Yeah.
They don't clearly bring out this man when they call it to get smart at you. They don't clearly bring out the man who is link out with APC. They don't tell you this administration will corrupt. But clearly they tell you what even Prince Harry was sacked. They make a member a lot. Prince Harry was sacked. Tijan Kaba talk about Madabi, say Madabi a thief man. Even Tijan Kaba talk say Madabi because Madabi a thief man, what he do? He bring the brother come, carry salon money. Yeah? Then this Alpha Sadi they tell you about what they tell you about anything in the Madabi. So when they say that we talk about tribalism, it's real. And it's happening every day. And that piece. So they tell you about Madabi, about Lawrence Lim and them, how them trade and a college. Because people don't really know what say was advantageously or them take advantage from Lawrence Liman. I mean, this guy said it all. Even before the election, they tell you all. Because Madabi is a deceitful person, and the reality is a liar. They ask you, I tell you because the life how you say it, they can't show in assets. They declare for the public purpose. Not one, the life how you. For that asset, they say for the declare, so Allah say. Ebola crisis, yearly, and the corona was sincere because people were dying. I didn't Salona tell you. Nurses were dying, people were dying. Look at this coronavirus. Coronavirus, because he knows in a lie, no one nobody put in Yaram. He begin to give Paulo Conte in trouble. But by the time they list they go on and on. But that they go, they kill people on a Padamba road. If he did it, the woman that they come at 3 years, they do some awful things to talk about. There's nothing to write. They go pay donor money, they go pay grants, they go pay loan, they shape money at the place, they put this in a dance economy to develop. No. And Manabio, they will use this make media for channels. If it happen at Mali, when Manabio not put to say get a private mandate, the mandates are with the people and get them. But they continue for the harassment, continue for the intimidatory, continue for respect the constitution of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Not enough option for forceful. They know that. And they talk like a play. I don't talk about the vision after December. Would they can't see what's going on? Would they remove them forcefully? They don't say, we have don't take the list to remove them forcefully. They cannot continue to like the economy they go bad, things they go bad, they can't think to see for win election power by the count, they can't think to see the talk of census they can't run by December because I hope and the first corner power will be violated because now we don't know. It's alone, remember the count money this, so no matter if you're taking a wake up for them, you see, the count money this one, so the poor. Let's not talk with the poor. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your input. And I thank you for your patience. That's now Mr. Lawrence from United Kingdom, another loyalist of this platform. I appreciate you for all.
Power
now,
on.
Make a play.
Connection successful.
And our patience, Miss Moore. Make a play for another one where I want to talk on before I left now. Now listen, please.
Visas, so your leaders to go back home, which is not necessary.
Now 1 second, I'll start all over again.
Some people so your leaders to go back home, which is not necessary. We are going to work on the double citizenship, which quite a lot of people would have been grumbling about, and rightly so. We have all been out here, and it doesn't mean you don't like home. Circumstances have led to that, and we want to go back home any moment. It should not be a we are going to engage. It's a little politically sensitive because we have to take it through Parliament so that you can have double citizenship and also have two positions. At the moment, it's extremely difficult.
So make a expand on that. As in a year for yourself, like I say, a incredible platform. Do I know the be aware? There's a lot going on with the platform. I can always say Rome is not built in one day. Sometimes I will see me so big, it can look weird, like so close. And then sometimes I will see me so far, but everything will come to pass one day. So in a be a me like today, they look so bigger than what I am. It's like it's so close to me. So anyway. But anyhow, so it talk about dual citizen. It say they want them like a we come on as Sierra Leone come, or some of we by we choice, some of we parents them bring we at a young age. It say they're not for the whole enough for all I'm against that. So they work on wearing people then with dual citizen. They're not gonna say they're not gonna hold sensitive position back home. But again, now we look at it how long. Then don't come in. It's about 2 years later. Again, we want to take the word, try for see how we connect them with reality, and say live up to expectation. Was it just that sweet old song, or that's playing that broken record for just get what you want to get? The other thing I come out and say no, we're not so happy for see that's them. Repealed one of the law, the 1965 Act, where journalists, people like me or other folks forget exercising freedom of speech. Everybody will be happy, blah, 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 but then come back and then replace them with another law, way even more worst. And then secondly, from what they understand, if I'm wrong and I correct me, I understand say the sitting president up to now, from when they bring away Sam Orlando agree, is still yet not been signed. So many go question why the delay, if even you're going to sign it, but why the delay? What are we scared of? We sign them. All that they begin is something we get for look at. Let's see. I talk about I get a video where I go and play so that way, like how they go say, it'll come from the horse's mouth. And then from there, I will try for wrap her off and for the night. If I don't get any other things, or I will see if I get other things where I want to talk on today. Like I say, we'll get the whole week for talk on it till Friday.
1-0 and Sierra Leone and the entire world on Akusha and Cabo. Nina Khadija to Davis, the APC candidate for constituency 110. Where they make this statement on behalf of this young man, where are they showing under this video? This are the young man who will be tortured. Now Josephine, SLPP candidate in Os. Well, the man will introduce himself and let it explain you an ordeal. Young man, what's your name? And tell you.
Make it one concert. The mission at Amusi Junction at Sinap. Away APC Pulu. So then we see SLPP members there. They can't say, "Yeah, no society this for Valley, no society for Valley, and SLPP junction." Yeah, you pass anybody will see a low killer. So on the way, I did the fly for one. Josephine last, he get for chop me on my foot.
Okay, so I chop you.
Yes, ma'am. He get for chop me on my foot. So I'm going to go now, not everyone in game. Josephine. All alone at side alone at the go to inside the compound. So they're only from Obi Junction at Sami, goes me inside Josephine compound. Goes me inside Josephine compound. Josephine left for pool cutlass and chop me in the
Okay.
So they left for chop me in the area, the struggle they
they talk, they also show authentic evidence of the side them way, unfortunately in Chatham. Again, like I say, if we're not able to play them here, coming days I will make them available again to now we platform and also on our WhatsApp for now. And I would not say, I do not claim to just make statements or back and with authentic evidence them for support my statement. And I'm sorry for the interruption.
Iseni asikari seni asemino sabira umari unani asikari emino ever sabira umari so therefore so Josephine umaba pull left again therefore shoot me under me name the chin therefore shoot me under me chin so I let the suffering back still now Josephine get one Emmanuel he said what a guy Emmanuel said I name 5-0 therefore come inside room with cutlass. He said this no killer. Therefore set the cutlass and in sharply on the back.
So on the back. Okay, wanna see the scars there. Wanna see her all over. Therefore forward the video back. We'll start with the torturer. Wanna see the scars there no more.
So I did part the sufferness. So Josephine said, "Una take a long go." So the therefore take me, go put me inside the store. They hold me. They wap stick for me. So Josephine in the killer for come inside room. He said, "Oh, this una killer." So they say for killer base. In person base.
Yes. Okay.
Therefore, base me AC. Please make that before me. Say this my beef. So just don't for you. You don't say this and I say me no sorry don't worry. On the go they therefore say me and lock me inside the store. So what I don't lock me inside the store. So means Josephine therefore talks here. When I buy for me, when I count for me the 1 gallon fuel. Josephine said the fuel. A give one of what they call 1 pound in Bobore. All around there the fuel. A Bobo claim up the open guys. So the fuel. Then born the Musuka. So then born Josephine begin glad. He said this election. Roll me now. So Josephine therefore son. He say, hey son, I love the Bobo now. Put the Bobo now. The Bobo say all the secret. Kill. So they only begin wap stick for me. They wap stick for me. So I'm not able to do nothing. They wap stick for me. So Josephine therefore say. Josephine a crazy. I want to equal say now they kill my one. Josephine therefore go inside and son asking pan. He say me I can't give me for the game. So one mommy was see up from up. He can't say Josephine compounded the beats me. If they give me the acid, I don't hold on for dream. So when the mommy come on, he burst the acid. He say, "Boy, I don't kill the boy." He say, "I don't be sick, I don't pull up junction, I don't be acid when you give the boy." And when they put the acid on so the boy now gone. So the boy Josephine left for slap the mommy. So now pull inside the compound and pull the mommy. So then say me go call boatman for me. They go call the boatman. They can't arrange. He say me go to him need see by the WhatsApp. They give the boatman there 200,000 and they cancel me as soon as member for God. I say because me not seeing they cancel for my life. So they go me for God to me by the WhatsApp. What they want to come out for bye money say. So they end like beef with stick around the end so around the end. Then show the stick me with me hand with me leg. They go me. So the woman for come here the body and Allah say una can body una can so send the evening the SI installed the wap for me send sansan for me and cover me the sansa. So the woman can is covered with pulling for the sansa. It puts me on it taking for me. When cruise will go outside cruise on my so don't play the go back. They go comes back the other officer they can't hold me and they beat me wap stop stick for me. Namara building a power. The person anybody who want make low killer. They begin to one stick for me and said me the other CID man about who come for Kenwood at the CID office. Hold me. They wap stone for me back. They do all see back. Say them goes me the pepper spin me back. I go sick now. They go to my hospital. Say for make statement. No do not say the vomit blood. They say for make statement. What's saying? I don't know hospital 8 days. I need drink medicine. Nothing. I need take care of me. Make 9 days, they go take me back. They say I forgot. I say cuts. I the police they propose me. I the vomits. Any day I the vomits blood. Any day I the vomit blood. I didn't station. I did say jail. I the vomit blood. I the vomit blood. I never worker. Pass 8 do for me say jail. make dem dey treat me, do for me all thing. I dey say I dey suffer, I dey say almost months I dey suffer. So the first time back for dem pull me to Canada, still we dey go course back. Sixth day I dey in struggle moments. I come dey a great wonders wey the young people dem dey not able to do for me. Im come down for me. See what don say for me almost years I not able to do nothing. They do for me and dem police and here for me wey dem be dey say na bomb I put inside there, dem pull am na the stitches this now so dem do am all for me.
Okay, young man, boku thank you. The people now, this na the ordeal, na the struggle wey this young man go through. The very first encounter with to anything wey I hold sacred na this world, I no ever sabi this young man. The very first day wey I sabi am na wey I go na Pademba Road, the first appearance. That in the this in left eye, it be don swell. Left eye, from that day, of course, when I see outside and touch around, or outside the swell panel. I read the ask who that na Auntie Kadi, and they ask her Kadi. Now I go a hug am. He begin for cry. Now I promise and say, when they give am bail, I ask her for him mama. I say, mama no dey. I say, okay, when they give am bail, I can do with me na us. I say, I will help am for let them do the annual operation. And I tell God thank you. Then I be one of the people that will be go take a court when they release them around 9 p.m. Some of them inside na Hamilton. We go for go left them inside one Hilux where the number video all over social media. APC people and they can't go talk say. And I be one of the bobo that will go take a court with other people who be there in Hamilton who will go left because people that don't know say around who pull them a court. That left will go left them. 1-2 days later, now we get for understand say the Hilux number they all over social media say APC they can. Well, so lie the way lie, it left to you and you God. What he go benefit you, now you sabi. But from this Bible story, I want everybody when we go with the Hamilton land for go left people that won't bail na court. When the Hamilton people and I don't reside with the family will go for go left. Now idea after the girl for talk say Hilux go dispatch talks in Hamilton. This na the ordeal the Bible go through. I began for Brian Kana with God in blessing, Chairman Majuba, the leader na parliament, Honorable Chairman Majuba, began for help do this annual operation. They don't come, when I see in body compared to the time when they touch around, we tell God thank you. And then, as at the top, it just one go, is the close, put it in the let and see them. It just one go to let them go remove the stitches there. But I don't see say if you go for say they can, then go down plaster them. I say now just do a video for let people then get an update on this bubble because the Canada where they be touch around but die. Moleka can say life na God the give, power na God the give. We tell God thank you for this young man life, and I strongly believe say God gets purpose for his life. With all what he go through, young man as it is, look inside the butcher and foot up till I know when it. They teach him. Look here, the other side where they chop him. You see the scars that all over my back. You see his ears, inside the better, put his skin. They say they'll cook him for him. You see his head now, inside the chop him, inside the chook him with knife. Now God let him get in life. Now God now gets in life. So as I talk, this na the young man, he not still well here with me. Look, scars there all over, inside the chopper. He's still there na also with me.
So once again, Alice had giving a trip down memory lane with the unfortunate incidents where happened with the young man when Mr. Ibrahim Conte they go into the case of selective justice. I will go into that. So, His Excellency the President, this now one of the men of the inhumane behavior, the violence, the instability, all which will continue for re-echo, redundant, whatever way you want to call them, will continue for the happen in our country. I will give an attempt again one more time for see if I go able for share with you something again. If so, fine. If not, then I will call it quits, and then we go from there for tomorrow, God willing.
It's like
okay, so it seems like it's still they do the same
campaign we've been embarked on. So many things. One was the change. You make an emphasis on change and looking at a new direction. As we go to highlight some of the significant points them we've been give and the promises that we've been give to Sardinians. We still they patiently await. And the promises that we've been give to Sardinians. We still they patiently await. And the promises that we've been give to Sardinians.
A bag of rice at 200,000 from only 60,000 in 2007. The people want democratic change to end their
Where they interview where you make an emphasis on the importance of human capital. You talk about inflation, you talk about cracking down corruption, and many are still curious as to tourism, if I may attract many. Talking about corruption, when you talk about corruption, cracking down corruption, have to start with oneself in terms of you. Say if 1% safe can be put to in our pockets, nobody no go vex. All that, how can we crack down or hold other accountable when they go look at it? As I present to you this particular.
All right, so yeah, it kind of like interrupt in and out. So like I say, I will get a better way, see how I will get onto it now, whether it is for the next few days or again I will disseminate time after Friday if I will get time do I want time. I want to take this plenty thank you when I take time out of in a busy schedule for be part of the platform again. Once again, will continue for pleading talk to the president where I light today we will be for the benefit of the masses and for Sierra Leone as a whole, for they put all into consideration and do right by Sierra Leone and Sierra Leone. Next time, this is Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television. I am your host, Khadija Tijan Nabi. God bless we all. God bless the Republic of Sierra Leone. And God bless the United. Bye.
Innocent. Tell I could